In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can create a one variable data table as well as a two variable data table. This will help you complete your project 8-5. Now, in the last class, we discussed installing the solver, and the solver is something you would need if you didn't complete project 8-4. Just want to make sure that you understand how to install the solver add-in. To do so, just simply select File, select Options, and then select Add-ins. And if solver is inactive, you will have a list. You will have solver here under the list of inactive applications add-ins. And if that's the case, uh, um, you'll select solver and you'll select go. But I mean, I do have it active, so I really don't need to do that. But you'll select go, and then you'll receive a second indication, and then you'll check the box solver add-in and select OK again. All right, and that's how you add solver. And solver is found under the data tab, the analyze group, and there's solver. And we'll touch on that a little bit later in this video. So for now, let's just take a look at how we can create a one variable data table. I am working off the Paradise Lake Resort hybrid spreadsheet. If you don't have a copy of this, and you should have a copy, if you don't, I'll email this along with this video. So if you wanted to use this as a practice file. All right, so let's go ahead and create this variable table real quick. What this table is meant to do is to create scenarios. It creates scenarios like what if scenarios for different values. So say, for example, if my sale level were to hit 110,000, what will my potential total expenses be and my net income will be? So this just creates the what if scenarios for different sales level. So let's start by selecting K4 to K5, and we're going to use the fill handle to create values from all the way down to K14. Okay, and then I'm going to create the input value for total expenses. What you'll need to do is use cell reference. When you're in Excel, do not hard code the numbers. Do not type in here total expenses of $78,749. Use the cell reference. So put in the equal sign and select B15. Tab once, and you should be in cell M3. Again, put in an equal sign. And here I'm going to select my net income of 22,211. Press enter. Okay. Your screen should look exactly like mine at this point. All right. So next we're going to select K3 to M14 as the data table range. So K3 to M14. And then from the ribbon, select the data tab. On the forecast, select what if scenario, what if analysis, select data table. And here I'm going to replace the input value for my column. So my input value for the column will be B as in boy, 8. There's the input value to replace. And once I select OK, Excel creates my one variable data table. So it tells me at 120,000, my total expenses could potentially be 93,006. Net income could be possibly 26,400. Okay, so that's how you create your one variable data table. So let's do the same for the two variable data table. Same logic. So I'm going to select cells K18 and K19. And again, I'm going to create the values, the fill values, holding all the way down. All right, going down to K30. All right, so these values are the column input. So in cells L17, I'm going to type 75,000 in L17. I'm going to change this to 75,000. I'm going to tab once. In M17, I'm going to change this to 80,000. I'm going to do a control enter to keep me right there. I'm going to select L17 and M17 and create fail values all the way up to S17. All right, so these values over here represent the row input. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to select K17 next to place the formula in one row. So the formula has to be one row above the column and to the left of the row values. All right, so in here, I'm going to create a cell reference that comes from B17. Press enter. All right, so there's my reference. So now I'll select K17 to SS and SAM 30. Okay, so this is my data table range. All right, so what I'm going to do now is select from the ribbon data on the forecast, what if, analysis, select the data table. And here I'm going to select my row input cell, and this is going to be reference to cell B15, B as in boy 15. All right, so this will represent the expenses, the replacement of the expenses. Okay, and for the column input, we're doing the two variable data table for the column input cell. I'm going to select B8. Okay, so this represents the cells. It replaces the cells. So once I click OK, Excel builds my two variable data table. All right. And here I can format, all of the data in here has been selected, and I can format the data table as a counting number with 0 decimal. Okay, so I can just go to the home tab. I can select accounting, double click to have that auto fit. But I need accounting. I'll do it another way. Do it accounting with zero decimal. So bring this down to 0 decimal, hit OK. And there we have it. Okay.